Ladies and gentlemen, this is Brianna Grier. Brianna was having a mental health crisis, and her family tried to get an ambulance to come because they said that's what would happen every time she would have a breakdown. But instead, this time around, the police came and she's dead. And we know police are not trained to deal with mental health issues. They see it as a threat and they kill the person, especially in the Black community. Now, we have seen several situations where a call for help is placed and the cops come out and they will kill the person. Well, I know this is probably a phone call her parents wish they never made. So the cops are claiming she fell out of the patrol car and died. So she was in their custody when she died. So, how would somebody fall out of a patrol car? Did you give her one of those rough rides? Is that what happened? I don't see how she could have fallen out of that patrol car unless you deliberately did not close that door. Otherwise, how would she do it and she's handcuffed? How she couldn't have done that on her own. So, when Brianna Grier's parents phoned police explaining their 28-year-old daughter was in the middle of a mental health crisis, they expected paramedics to come as they have done in the past. But when sheriff deputies arrived at the home in Sparta, Georgia, late one night last week, they told Grier they smelled alcohol on her breath. Okay, it's not illegal to drink alcohol at home. All right. So, and after she admitted she has been drinking, they placed her in handcuffs and loaded her into a patrol car. It's not illegal to drink at your house, ladies and gentlemen. You know what it is? They try to make every single thing that we do illegal, a crime. It's not a crime for her to be at home and drink. That's not a crime. So to me, when they slapped the handcuffs on because they smelled alcohol, she was at her home. How many people drink at home? Plenty. It's not a crime. And there should not have been no handcuffs going on because she admitted she had a couple of drinks at home. Whew. And they didn't give her no breathalyzer. So how do you know she was even over the limit? She wasn't behind the wheel. She's at home. That in itself is a problem, what they did with the handcuffs. So they placed her in handcuffs and loaded her into a patrol car and told her they were going to detain her for intoxication, her dad recalled. She was supposed to receive medical treatment the next morning, but she never got the help. Instead, she died in police custody. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation said in a statement Thursday that the initial investigation found Grier fell out of the patrol car on July 15th on the way to Hancock County Sheriff's Office, sustained significant injuries, and was pronounced dead Thursday afternoon at Grady Medical Hospital. I had a cousin that worked there as a registered nurse up at Grady in Atlanta, according to the statement. While Hancock County Sheriff Terrell Primus has asked GBI to investigate the fatal incident, Grier's father, Marvin Grier, is demanding answers as to how his daughter died in custody during a mental health crisis. Okay, I can see the police arriving, but why didn't they make sure an ambulance came while they were at the house? I mean, the family is telling you she's having a mental health crisis. The sheriff deputies arrived first. Why can't they just contact the ambulance while they're there? They can be there, but let somebody come to take her to a medical facility. Why couldn't they do that? How the hell are you going to try to tell us that these cops have such a hard job? They're not even doing their job. Okay, if you're not doing your job, you're not doing a hard job, period. So we need to know what happened to our daughter, he said on the phone in an interview Friday with the Washington Post. If we had known it was going to end up this way, we would have let her stay here. The incident has raised questions about the safety measures taken in her case, such as whether there was a malfunction with a patrol car door. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe there was a malfunction. Whatever happened was the negligence of the police or the deputy, or whether she sustained fatal injuries a different way, which is possible because the police don't tell the truth. They don't tell the truth. Not in this country, they don't. Maybe somewhere else, but not in America. A spokesperson for the Hancock County Sheriff's Office did not immediately respond to an email requesting comment. Okay, don't you have a dash cam? There's cameras pointing to the back seat when you got a suspect in the car. Where's the camera footage? Or did the cop switch it off? Because that says it all. But if that camera was switched off and you couldn't see her in that rear seat, then he did something to her. Marvin Grier said his daughter, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia years ago and prescribed medication, had been at her parents' home on July 14th. She was visiting her 3-year-old twin girls. Now, what a shame. Now, the twin girls aren't even going to know their mother. You know how much you don't retain at that age? I don't remember a lot of what happened when I was 3, you know? Oh, so she was there visiting her twin daughters who live with their grandparent. Grier left the house for a while and then came back in crisis after midnight, her father said. He acknowledged that she had used illegal drugs at times to cope. She had told me a while back that she did the drugs, that it would help her because the medication she was getting from the doctor weren't doing her no good, Marvin Grier said. But he did not know whether she had used drugs before returning to her parents' house or in a schizophrenic episode. So, unlike the people that claim mental illness when they get caught committing a crime or they committed some type of mass murder or something, unlike them, she had a real medical history and mental illness. She don't have what I call mental illness of conveniency. I'm mentally ill because I got caught. Not that mental illness. That's what those other folks have. She had real documented mental illness. Okay, I don't know what got her that way, but this was not her first rodeo with her, he said. He said that he and Grier's mother have called 911 in the past when their daughter was in that state. But what happened last week was the first time paramedics didn't come with the police and help her get treatment in a medical setting, he said. Instead, the deputies asked his daughter multiple times whether she had been drinking. Each time she said no, her father recalled. He said that what deputies then told her they could smell alcohol on her breath. She admitted she had been drinking. So what? That's not a crime. She's at home. She's at home. She's not behind the wheel. The only thing the deputy should have done was make sure the ambulance were coming and let them know they were at the house. They shouldn't have done not another thing more. The deputies told the family they were going to detain her overnight. Her father recalled that he and his wife could make arrangements for medical treatment the next morning. When the deputies started to handcuff Grier, her father recalled her saying, "No, no, no, no. I haven't done anything for y'all to arrest me. I'm not going to jail." So this is what she was saying. "We said, Brianna, let them help you," Marvin Grier said. Yeah, well, that was a big mistake. She said that the deputies proceeded to put Brianna in the back seat of the patrol car. So at this point, she was handcuffed and in the back of a patrol car where she should not have been if she was having a mental health episode. Early in the morning hours of July 15th, police were back at their front door telling Grier, her mother, that the 28-year-old had kicked the back door in and jumped out. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. Uh-uh. Mm. They made up a story before they went to the parents' door. Mm-mm. She didn't do that. And so they said she kicked the back door in and jumped out of the patrol car, her father said. He said the police explained she had sustained head injuries and taken to Grady Memorial Hospital in Atlanta. She didn't do this to us. She didn't do this. I want to know, where is the camera inside of that police car? I don't want to hear no police account. Where is the camera? There should have been a camera where you could clearly see her in the back seat of that patrol car. Mm-mm. I don't believe right now. I'm telling y'all, I just don't believe this story. It don't sound right. It don't feel right. Police training expert Jeffrey Alpert, a professional of criminal justice at the University of South Carolina, told NBC News in a text message that patrol cars are always supposed to be locked from the inside. Exactly. So, what really happened to her? I'm not buying this, y'all. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying their account. Everybody knows that no one can just kick a door open on a police cruiser. I never heard nobody else say it had happened. This is what Greer's father is telling the Post. And with her hands behind her back, something's not right here. And I agree with the dad. Greer's father said doctors told her family that she had suffered two fractures. Two skull fractures. Where did that come from? Where did two skull fractures come from? I'm not. They did something to her. Let's see the camera inside the vehicle. And if they don't have it, they did something to this woman. They did something. Skull fractures. And over the next several days, her family learned she would never wake up. A devastating moment, her father said. The doctors tell you there's nothing else they can do. Crying. Then she's gone. Grier was pronounced dead on Thursday afternoon. GBI, which is investigating Greer's custody death, said her body was taken to the GBI crime lab for autopsy. It's clear when those results were released. They got the I would recommend her father not even do any more interviews until he gets a lawyer. I don't think he should do any interviews from this point on. He needs to get a lawyer immediately. Marvin Grier said he and his wife want answers. One, they will eventually have to try to explain to Grier's daughters. One day, they're going to ask, "Where's Mama? We don't see Mama no more." We can tell them, he said. For now, he said, we'll just tell them Mama was sick and the doctor couldn't do no more for her. Yeah, well, they're only 3 years old. But he said that one day her children will need to know the truth. In the wake of his daughter's death, Marvin Grier said he had a message for other parents: love your kids. We were here for Brianna every way we could, he said, crying. But then this happened, and we thought we were doing the right thing. Every other time it went okay, but this time it didn't. My goodness. We don't know what happened to Brianna, but I pray for her family, especially her two 3-year-old daughters that are twins. What a horrible, horrible thing to happen. This woman needs help. She didn't need to be handcuffed and placed in the back of a patrol car. She needed help. She needed to go get medical attention. But y'all, you're going to have to tell me what you think. I don't believe what these deputies are saying. I believe they're lying. And again, I want to see the footage of her in the back of that patrol car. What really happened, not what their account, because we know whatever they tell you, it's not going to match what you see on the video. You can count on that. That's pretty much standard in the US. That's acceptable in the United States for a cop to tell you something and then you look at the video and it doesn't match anything on the video. That's standard practice in the US. And it's acceptable, especially to the people that look like the cop. It's acceptable to them. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Oh my. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.